Hi, and welcome to Frequently Asked Questions for InTune teacher training that's happening this fall, August 22nd, 2017. I'm Linda Black and
I'm Arwen Rogers.
Yay! We're here to just give you a little bit of the slowdown to the uptown, what's going to happen in just a few weeks. We'd like for you to join us, and if you're considering teacher training, you're in the right spot. Some of the questions that we've had so far, basically, well, let me just tell you a little bit about why we decided to do this teacher training, right? So Arwen and I got together and with Jennifer Williamson and wanted to create a fantastic avenue for people to get together who are like-minded, because that's what teacher training is all about. It's about transformation and doing what you love and figuring out a way to take your passion out in the world and make a living at it. And that's, I think, a different mindset. I know for me, when I started back in 2006, or 2000 really, and then my teacher training, it was a huge transformation process which took a long time. I want to shorten that learning curve for you and get you on the right track. So Arwen, what's your experience with teacher training?
Yeah, I certified in 2011, and I'd been teaching yoga for a while before that. I decided to get certified, and I know that it was an intense experience, but it was also one of the most beautiful transformational experiences I've ever had in my life. I know that I changed a lot of my attitudes. I used to think, well, because I've been teaching for so long and not certified, you know, I know a lot. I've read this and I've practiced this and I've taught this, but there's something special about going to a teacher training and having all those multiple perspectives, not just from the teachers, but also the other students. So that was really eye-opening for me. And it just helped me to kind of create a little bit more of an understanding of what yoga is and how to apply it in my teaching.
Yeah, oh, 100%. It's hard to describe it. When you're in a room with like-minded people and you're all learning together, the vulnerable side of you comes out, and we celebrate your successes. We honor ourselves on our path that we're on and the learning curve and all of that. So it's a really safe environment to, flap your wings, get your wings wet in yoga. Love, love, love it. That's why we're teaching it, right? So some people are asking, like, what is the curriculum? Ashtangasana is the curriculum that we've chosen. I want to show you the student manual. You see that? It's backwards because we're, yeah.
It's actually not backwards. I don't see it backwards.
You don't see it backwards? Oh, I do. That's really funny. Anyway, so it's kind of a thicker manual, but it's got everything from A to Z that you'll need. It's broken up into about 11 modules, and some of the stuff that we'll go through, of course, are the history and philosophy of yoga, meditation, pranayama, which is going to be a big part of your training, teaching the poses, and the techniques behind that, methodology, of course, and how you sequence, creating a class. So there's whole sections, like 20 pages, no, 40 pages, 45, 50 pages on that. And then how do you be a yoga teacher? You know, how do you get started? What is that all about? How do I start a business? I don't even know how to go to the Chamber of Commerce or, go downtown and get an LLC. How does that happen? Well, we're going to teach you some of those basics, okay? Of course, along the way, you're going to learn the basic yoga terms and hopefully some Sanskrit, so you'll be learning a second language. The chakras, we're going to dive into some Ayurvedic, the sister practice to yoga. I think Ayurveda goes right along with practicing our yoga, and then creating a business plan. So we'll have some special workshops too prepared for you. And that is some of what you'll be learning. we also have an asana manual. See if I can get that. Yep, there you go. And that one is equally as thick. It's got 108 postures in it.
Yeah, but plenty of space for notes. So that's one of the reasons it's so big, is so that you can draw your pictures and talk about all the things that you learn about each pose. So it's going to be a really comprehensive and thorough manual.
Absolutely. So love, love, love it. One of the other questions is, what types of yoga are we going to learn? What style?
Yeah, and we're going to be doing a combination. So we're going to start as an Ashtanga base. And Ashtanga is, that's a lot of physical practice there. We'll be doing a lot of philosophy as well. However, we're going to base it in the physical body. So it's based in Hatha, Ashtanga, and Anusaris inspired. So those are kind of three basic styles we're looking at. Of course, we'll talk about many other yoga styles, and we value all the yoga styles, but just for simplicity's sake and for your sanity, we're going to just kind of give you a taste of the physical practice so that you can have a good baseboard to jump off and continue to practice any kind of specialized yoga, because you'll have that basic understanding. So that's kind of our goal.
Yeah. So when you're taking a 200-hour course, the thing that you want to remember is to treat this like a university. And you will be getting homework assignments and a lot of study. And of course, the reason why you're doing this is because you love it. So it won't be a problem to be practicing yoga every day, hopefully.
It is fun homework, I promise.
It's really fun homework too. So the focus being, like Arwen said, on the Ashtanga side of alignment. And then we'll have a lot of sprinkles in there with power yoga, different types of yoga. How do I teach flow yoga? But the emphasis really here is Hatha yoga and the 8 limbs that Patanjali has lined up for us. And that's going to be your basic foundation. From there, you can go into all different types of yoga, yoga for teachers, or yoga for students, or kids, yoga for seniors. So there's a lot of
special populations, those kinds of
that we can do. Another question: can I bring my child to class? This is going to be very difficult for you as a learner to learn, and I think treating this like a university, and having the getting resources together so that you're not having to watch the child. Yeah. So we would say no to having children coming to the class. Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of helps to keep the group focused on what we're doing. And hopefully that, we're hoping that there can be arrangements made so that your child is taken care of and what's nice is that we have kind of a flexible schedule. I mean, we're not asking for every single day of your week. We're asking for 3 days every 2 weeks or so. So just kind of keep that in mind, that it's kind of like you're saying, okay, this is a special time schedule for what I need to get done, and then go back to your life. So we're really trying to keep it accessible for you as much as possible. But the time that you do spend with us, we want you really focusing and just diving into the material just so that you can get the most out of it possible.
Absolutely. So how much yoga experience is required? I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, I think I need another year of yoga behind me. And they've been practicing for 2 years. Or I
say, bring them on. Bring them on over. You're ready.
This is a transformation process. I honestly started teacher training the first year I was out of the chute in yoga because I loved it so much. I think the emphasis would be on how passionate you are and focused in your commitment to the training versus how much experience I have already under my belt. Okay, so we're not asking for 5-year veterans to participate, although if you've got a 5-year yoga practice, all the better.
It's time to be certified, I would say.
Yeah, it's time to get certified. you'll get more out of it the more you put into it. Let's put it that way. And I would say for a minimum, you'd want to be having a really strong practice for 6 months. At some point in your life, six months to a year. That's going to be helpful so that you're not struggling so much with the ideology or the posture and technical jargon. It's a lot to learn. The ideology behind it and the philosophy are going to already be challenging as we go through the yoga training.
I agree. I think that I've led a teacher training before, and I've had multiple ranges of experience in that group. Some people, longtime yoga practitioners, others just got really excited about it and said, I'm going for this. I'm going to make it happen. And they're all great. In fact, that one person who had probably the least experience, he is now teaching at a studio as a regular teacher. Within about 4 to 6 months of finishing his practice, he was ready to go. So I'm saying there's just really not a limitation there. So if you really want to do it, I would just say, just go for it. Don't worry about, am I good enough? You'll get good enough. We'll get you ready.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. So what kind of studying? Well, besides these 2 books, there are some required study books. And I'm going to show you a couple of them. One is Light on Yoga. And Arwen's holding that one up. So these are going to be the 5 books that we're actually requiring you to purchase on your own. The manuals, of course, are part of your fee, right?
Those are included, but
those are included in the price.
You have to buy, but
these are going to be a little extra, and you can usually find them online for under $10 used if you like. So we're talking another $50, $60, $50 or so. Of course, if they're new, they might be a little more. So The Heart of Yoga by Jessica Chair is another book. And also Teaching Yoga by Donna Farhi. So that's the 3rd. Number 4, The Key Muscles of Yoga.
And I think I've got that one. This one
very long.
I'm so excited about.
It's so fantastic. There's so many great yoga books. This is one that's a basic and you'll want to start with. Really great one. The last one that we're requiring is Yoga Sutras by Patanjali.
There it is.
If you have a Yoga Sutras book, we just ask that you purchase one. This is a recommend. If you have another one that you like, or you can borrow from somebody else, perfect, because we'd really like to have a diverse set of the sutras. Everybody's interpretation is a little different. It's like, you know, like the King James version of the Bible versus another version of the Bible. You're going to have different interpretations, and it's fun to kind of compare them. All right. Some other books that would be optional, and you can maybe keep this in mind. If you really like chakras, you'll want to, at some point in your career or lifetime, get Eastern Body, Western Mind by Anadea Judith. I love her. I love her workshops. I've studied with her. She's great on the chakras. Some other ones, David Swenson's Ashtanga Manual. I know when I started out, I had this one. It was in my front room, and I was going through pose by pose by pose, teaching myself yoga. I love him. I had
one. It will open out, so
yeah.
You lay it flat.
Fantastic manual.
And practice along with it.
Super. Mine's like older than the heels because I bought it like 20 years ago almost. Okay, another one I really love is Anatomy by Yoga, or Anatomy of Yoga. So this is another anatomy book, and we were kind of toying with, oh, do we require this one or Ray Long's? Man, this is a close second. It's a super book. So if you love anatomy and you want to just have that extra boost, this is an optional book. Beautiful book.
It's nice. It talks about the poses, what muscles are contracting, what are stretching. So it's a pretty helpful one.
Yoga adjustments by,
let's see, this is Forward by Shiva Ray, but it's by Mark Stevens. So I don't know if you can see that. You'll have to use your backwards reading skills. Sorry.
You're gonna find that in your repertoire, you've got favorite books. I have my favorite books. These are just the staple 5 that we began with are the ones that are going to be required of you. And then the rest are just optional. You just add to your library as your needs and wants and interests. You want to pursue those interests, okay?
Right.
So another question, let's see. What are the time commitments? Well, we have this outlined in your enrollment agreement, which might or might not have. But in your enrollment agreement, it kind of outlines what we cover, the whole course description, all the 11 modules that we're going to cover, and your time commitment. But some of the highlights I want to talk about. Our class time is 16 to 20 hours the weeks that we meet. So there will be 2 weekends a month that we meet. And one of those weeks we'll have a Tuesday night and then a Friday all day, 11:30 to 8. And then a Saturday, 8 to 6 all day. So that's pretty much the 20-hour week. The 16-hour week is just the Friday, Saturday, same times. Every other week, you can see a complete schedule on the website lindablackyoga.com as the complete schedule under the details tab or under the details button. One thing that we are requiring of you is 1 weekend workshop that's outside of the teacher training. So you'll be required to go to that. Daily meditation and journaling. Yes, that's a must. And then daily practice, we're asking for 6 hours a week. So if you want to split that, however you want to split that, it's a really great thing.
Yeah, some people are doing 6-hour-long practices. Others are doing 4 90-minute practices. So, you can kind of divide it up, but we do need to have, the idea behind it is to create consistency. And consistency is actually what teaches you the most. You can read and learn anything from a book, but your knowledge stops there. You really need to be practicing it in order to embody it. And that's the whole purpose behind the 6-hour a daily practice.
Absolutely. So graduation requirements, you must have and passing grade in the tests and quizzes and all of the homework assignments. Yes, this is school, you will get homework assignments, but we promise they'll be fun. All right.
They are, and they're useful. They're not busy work. They're really designed to help you learn the materials so that when you're up teaching a class and people are looking to you, oh, what is this yoga about? And you know what to tell them. So we're trying to empower you through the homework rather than keep you busy, which we know that happens in education. But not here. Here, we're everything that we learn is applicable to your teaching experience.
Great. Completing and assisting your teaching and private sessions. I didn't go over those, but there's going to be a requirement that you assist in 4 classes, that you teach 4 classes, and don't be afraid to do that. We'll give you those opportunities, and they'll be peer-to-peer, so no worries. And then 2 private sessions with a lead instructor. So we'll show you how to do private sessions as well. And that your program is paid in full. Okay, and completing the workshop requirements. So those are your graduation requirements. Okay, every time everybody says, well, what about attendance? What if I have a wedding or funeral or something that will preclude me from attending, or I'm sick? So basically, What we're asking for attendance policy, that if you're ill, you need to contact one of us 60 minutes prior to class. Excused absences are legitimate issues, such as like illnesses, a work conflict, family issues. One excused absence does not require a makeup session, though you will be responsible for learning the material that you missed. 2 required meetings, you'll have to meet with a lead teacher. So if you miss 2 sessions, you'll be required to meet with a lead teacher. After 5 absences, you'll be put on probation. And there are no refunds due to extended absences. After 3 unexcused absences, you'll be put on academic probation. I hope that you never knew that. Basically, it's treated like a university. And this is a semester of good, solid learning. You'll be required to come to class, and required to participate, and required to do all the quizzes. And we hope that you do. So we're immersed, you're immersing yourself in yoga. Some of the perks, you will have a discount, unlimited pass to some of the local yoga studios. So we've kind of worked out some deals for you to get pricing at a discount, and we'll share those with you. You'll also have unlimited yoga available to you at Ivory Ridge, and that will be included in your tuition.
So just come to Ivory Ridge and you got it taken care of.
Yeah, there you go. That works too. Although we do encourage you to
go see some other types of
reach
yoga.
out and seek other teachers and types of yoga. So what other questions do we have?
I had someone ask me about the 200-hour breakdown. How do we get 200 hours out of this? What's materials? So I'm just going to bring up the Yoga Alliance teacher training requirements. And so this is where we're certified with. So, and this is what you will also bear this title of a Yoga Alliance certified instructor. So technique, training, and practice. So that includes practicing with us, also on your own, training, learning about the anatomy, learning about the alignment, those kinds of things. You'll have 100 hours with that. So that's kind of the bulk of it. That's why it's really important to come to class and do your personal practice. Like really focus on those things, because that's kind of the meat of the whole course. Then you have
sharing your screen with us right now, because I'm not seeing it.
Let's see if I can share the screen. And 2 pages. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
All right. So can you see me scrolling through it?
Yep, just go ahead and scroll through that.
Okay. So you have the techniques, training, and practice, 100 hours. Then you have teaching methodology, which is where you learn how to be a teacher. That will be 25 hours. Anatomy and physiology will also be 20 hours. And some of that will be with one of the teachers, but it also includes your personal study. So don't panic. You're not going to be having all these anatomy hours, but you will be reading, because we know that you're going to have to do a lot of reading, and the reading is included in those hours for the anatomy. For yoga lifestyle, philosophy, and ethics for yoga teachers, that's 30 hours. Practicum, where you practice teaching, that's what that means. You'll have 10 hours, and 5 of them will be with the lead trainer, so that Linda can give you all the feedback that you need to be successful. And then the remaining contact hours and elective hours, that kind of varies. It depends on where you need to create a little extra to make sure you've got the 200. And Yoga Alliance has a little bit of leeway, just so you know. And that's why we've calculated it out for you. It says 200 hours, but 180 is the minimum. So we have a little bit of leeway there. So you'll be good. So I wouldn't worry about that too much.
That's a great breakdown. Thanks, Arwen, for sharing with that. So you are in the right place if you want to create a business and like that is your passion and you want to teach yoga with heart, we will be really focusing on what it's meaningful to you and your tribe. It's not about trying to be like another teacher or teach exactly like Arwen or teach exactly like me, but actually to find your.
You can't do it, sorry.
It's already taken.
Yeah,
So
you can take you.
find your passion and drive. And I know for me, when I heard those words, it was like, but I don't know what I want to teach or how to teach. You will find it. We will help you find it. No problem there. When does the training start? August 22nd. And you'll need to go to lindablackyoga.com to apply. And that application is free. It's the registration that it's requiring the $250. You'll get with that an enrollment agreement. So once you apply and you are approved for the teacher training, then we'll send you the enrollment agreement and the way to pay the $250, which goes straight towards your tuition. Your tuition is $1,995. And let me tell you how to get $200 off your tuition, because that's a cool thing, right? So you'll get $200 off if you pay complete and full by day 1. So August 22nd would be dead date for that. Otherwise, we'll put that in 3 monthly installments for you, which is available. And over the first week, I think it's $650. I can't quite remember, but the details are on the website for that. So also, I should mention that we're doing a retreat in September as part of the teacher training. Now, while your tuition doesn't cover that, you do get half off the retreat price of $425. So half of that's $212. And if you pay the early bird pricing, you basically, for $2,000, you're getting both. Okay. So we essentially are throwing that in for free. So if you can get that in, best of both worlds, and we're going to have a fantastic retreat at Hidden Lakes. I would love to send you pictures. We'll have those up on the website soon. It's 2 cabins that are on the shore of this beautiful natural lake that spills out and goes, it sends water all through southern Utah. So it's just 20 minutes past Bryce. Past the Bryce turnoff. You're going to go down 89. We'll have all that information. Beautiful place, limited space, but we would love to have you come to the retreat with us, as well as the training, the teacher training. Either or both would be great.
I agree. It's going to be a blast, and I'm hearing rumors that there may be some paddleboarding going on.
Yes, definitely paddleboarding going on that lake.
So there'll be lots of fun activities, and it's just a really great opportunity to bond with all of your friends that you make at the teacher training. And I would say that that's one of the most valuable experiences for me, is to not only be immersed with like-minded individuals, but also to develop these friendships that find us through yoga, through such a positive practice. I just love that yoga will empower you for your communities. It'll empower your relationships. It'll help you to form new friendships. And I think that the retreat is one of the highlights of a teacher training, is just us being able to party a little bit together and have fun and see how yoga can bring people together, so that and it does teach you good skills, because part of being a yoga teacher is knowing how to host events, because that's what people want to do. They want to come and to be part of a yoga party. They want to go and do yoga with goats, yoga with sharks, yoga with paddleboards, yoga with hikes, yoga with waterfalls. That's been kind of a trending action. So not only is it fun, but it also gives you training for becoming a host, which is super.
Yes, it does. It's great training for you becoming a host. And yes, we are going to have somebody there doing massage there as well. So that'll be an opportunity. The dates for the retreat, pick me. September 21st through the 24th are the dates for the retreat. That is flanks some of our teacher training dates. So September's pretty heavy on the teacher training. We start August 22nd, which is a Tuesday. We go that weekend to 25th, 26th. And then we skip a week. We go September 5th, 8th, 9th. All of this is on the website in case you need it. Then the retreat, September 21st to the 24th. And then the last weekend of September is our final week of teacher training. That's the Friday, Saturday. And then we start immersion 2. And that's October 13th, 14th. And then we skip a week, October 24th, 27th, 28th. That's one longer week, includes a Tuesday. And then we are in the month of November. The 2 training weeks in November are November 7th, 10th, 11th. That includes a Tuesday. We skip a week and then we go November 17th and 18th. Then we'll have a little makeup week. You'll have a year from the beginning of your training to complete your certification. So if you need to make up hours, personal practice to get all of the pass-offs, or you need to retake a test, all of that is facilitated for you. So don't worry about like, oh my gosh, I got to cram for 4 months. Yes, you do.
Yeah, but talk to us, and we really do want to work with you. We understand that you're all adults, you have busy lives, you're juggling lots of responsibilities, but ideally we'd like you to just complete it and really focus, but we understand if you need any kind of special attention or circumstances addressed, we are more than willing to work with you. So, don't put it off because you think, oh, I can't attend perfectly. It's not about perfection, it's just about being able to juggle and make it work. So we're here to kind of bend a little bit over backwards for you.
Exactly.
Start bending over.
Backwards for you. That's all we got. That's our Q&A for you. And if you have another question, please go to lindablackyoga.com. There is at the bottom of that place for you to send an email. Shoot us an email and just ask the question. Apply now. We'd love to see you soon in teacher training.
Yeah, can't wait to see you there.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, see you soon.